Hello, this is Mr. Cox, episode 26, Dad Stories. First of all, I need to fix my hair. Secondly of all, I need to tell you, those of you who are watching the videos and were concerned, absolutely for true, before I thought it was, but then it wasn't. The kitten came down off my roof. I did all kinds of... I went and bought a bunch of stuff, tried to put planks together for it, a ramp to come down. It didn't work out. I was up late, about wore out. Got to the point that I was desperate, couldn't do anything about it. All I could do is pray. And I gave up. I thought, I'll just keep putting food up there for it. And after I fed the outside cats tonight, I was in my car, looked up there in the headlights, and the kitten was running around up there. So I was so happy. Of course, I went over to see it. It was afraid of me. It was just kitten, so it was not very afraid of me before it got stuck on the roof, but I'm sure it, even though I was feeding it, it probably associates me with being trapped on the roof somehow. So, another wonderful thing is its mother was reunited with it. So, I don't know if she went and helped coax it down, or if she was just waiting on it, heard it calling again, or what. But it is down, and when I came over here again a little bit ago, they were still out there together at ground level. So I had fed them earlier when it was down, and I fed them some treats and tuna. So they're enjoying being together again. I'm very thankful for that. After nights of being up late, worrying, and having my family and friends worried, and trying to get animal control groups, well, them too, and animal help groups involved, and couldn't get much help or anything. I know some of them had they could, but there wasn't much they could do, so I'm not trying to be negative. Okay, so thankfully that's over. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Hopefully the kitten and the mother stays alive, good health. I have people that want the kitten, but it's afraid of me. It's not like you're just gonna let me catch it and take it to them. And right now, I it's weaned and everything. I'm guessing 10, 12 weeks old, but I would hate to even take it from its mother right now after it's been jump up on the roof and back down with her. So that's where it's at. It's getting fed and all that good stuff, but it is down. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about, I have to say this first, see, I get on my little side stories. I'm going to talk about motorsport type, like low-end motorsport type stuff, and my lack of general competitiveness except for that. In a legal way, but I wanted to say, I've been, teaching today at school, and I don't know if I don't think they do it this time of year, spreading pig manure, hog manure, or I think it's what it is. They're probably cleaning out turkey pens outside of the city that I teach in or whatnot, but I've noticed when I went to the stores and stuff outside on the south end of town, it stinks so bad you can hardly stand it. Not dissing the farmers or anything. We need farmers, we need food and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying it stinks. So, school today, we didn't smell it inside at first, and everything was fine. And we went from first period, second period. And I ran down to the restroom. We just got a couple minutes to go, and then you come back in, the kids. And I come in, and the kids are like, it smells like blankety blank. And they were right. It's exactly what it smelled like. So they're asking me if they could go get some spray. I'm like, we can't spray much around here because you can't, you get kids with asthma, and they want Febreze and stuff. And I'm like, no, I can't spray Febreze. And so they asked me if they could go said the janitor has some stuff that's safe to spray. So they went, I gave them a pass, and they went and got this, come back and sprayed it. But it's still, bothered one of the kids' asthma, so I let them sit in the hall until they can get over it. But because they weren't badass and they need to go to the nurse. No, it was just, and I get it because I have to be real careful what I spray myself because of asthma. It'll set me off. So I was checking to make sure they weren't really choking bad. They coughed a few times. Just stayed out in the hall and did their work, and right there where I could see them. But yeah, so then we had a fire alarm. Then we had to go outside, and I didn't realize. I thought it was like something else. I thought it was like dirty people or something. And the smell sent everybody to the room. But after we went outside and come back in, I'm like, oh dude, I can smell it inside, because you get all these kids and teachers and everybody, all the staff, everybody outside. You got the doors open. It got all up in the school. The whole school smelled like blankety blank, and without using the word that the kids used. So that was just interesting, not interesting. Side note. Not against it. I'm against bad smells. Not against sports in any form or fashion. But you know, I always been a little scientist kid since I was a little kid, and I tried various sports. I played basketball in 6th grade a little bit, and then I paid. And my dad come and supported me, but my dad was like all into sports, but he was a good dad, and he didn't like push me into doing things that I want to. But he supported me, was in him, and then I played. He coached church basketball later, and I went and played church basketball for him for a while. But I just mediocre because I didn't have much competitive drive. It takes a lot of competition in sports, to get you where you need to go. However, I found, and people have also noticed it and told me that know me well, there's not a competitive bone in your body in a sports, nothing, until you're behind something like the wheel of a go-kart, and yeah, then it comes out. So, just quick little stories about that. We used to take, I was working youth ministry stuff, we used to take these kids to another city that's nearby, kind of a medium-sized city. They have a go-kart track out there. I don't remember what it cost. It was not terribly expensive, but it was not inexpensive either. But at the time, I'm trying to think of that. It was before I was like doing full-time youth ministry, and I had a good job in environmental safety and health management type of thing as a specialist and expert in indoor air sampling, indoor air quality, that kind of thing. Sampling, industrial hygiene, sampling that. So I made a lot of money. So a lot of times the kids wouldn't have money. Sometimes we went paintballing, and sometimes we went out to the go-kart tracks and stuff like that. Had a good time. Then later we did, I think, some after I was a full-time youth pastor, but not as much. And then kids had to bring their own money because I didn't have enough money to really live on, let alone pay people's way. So, which is kind of, that's all I'll say about that. But anyway, getting the cat food ready here again. So, out beyond all that, long before this, years ago, I think I was probably in high school. I had to remember one of my best friends who was very competitive in all sports. He was good at sports, did all, baseball, basketball. At least I don't know if he played football, like just flag football, but not like he enjoyed throwing those red rags down where the yardage was and all that kind of things. He was into all that, but I don't think he played like school football that I'm aware of. But anyway, we got in this go-kart track at this place. It's not there anymore, as far as I know, or that's not open, hadn't been open for a long time. It was called, I can't remember what it was called. What was it called? They changed the name up to Americana Park in Ohio, but it had another name before that, lo and behold, I can't think what it was. I'll think about it when I'm out of the video. Only people that are older would know, because I was a kid, a real, small kid, when I heard people say that, and then they changed the name of it. But anyway, we got on this track. It was a weird, it kind of reminded me, some of the old roller skating rinks. I like to roller skate, which could lead me into a whole other thing I'll save for another video, maybe next video, about some of my skating stupidities. But we've got this track. It's like wooden track, and it's not like highly banked, but it does have some bank to the curves you can get inside. And then there's these metal tracks in them, kind of like if you see bumper cars, you know, it's got to touch the metal strip up at the top. This has little strips at the bottom. There were some kind of contacts to electric motors in them. They wouldn't go really fast, like super fast or anything like that. But because the track was small and a little bit of bank on it, they could get, you know, it'd take a little while for them to get going, and they would go around at pretty good clip. And so my friend, who was always competitive and everything, I think it probably shocked him because he'd never seen me, you know, tried to get me into be competitive with sports. I'm just like, I could care less. So he comes trying to fly around me, and they've got all these rules. I didn't even know what all the rules of the track were. I thought we was there to race. You know, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody, but I cut him off. I'm like, and like my family, everybody's like, look at Rick. He said he did. It wasn't competitive at all till his friend passed him there. And I'm like, and I like saw this. There was these park go-karts over here. They got these big bumpers on them, kind of like bumper cars, but these are go-karts, electric ones. And I cut him off, and he went flying into the parked cars, and they got a kill switch. They killed the switch on it immediately, and went, and off the track I went. Like I say, I was just being competitive. Thought I was racing, didn't know we can cut somebody off, but I don't know. So we flew around it. Excuse me. I don't think I got kicked off anymore, but like another day we were there, or like later in the day when we come back, and they didn't recognize me anymore. It was on there, and they had to stop the track because sometimes the cars that kind of get derailed off of the little metal strips and just get stuck on the wood, and you had to go like this with the steering wheel and keep pushing the accelerator, and you could get it back in track. Well, somebody's car was stuck and he couldn't do that, so a guy gets out there, and then a guy he walked right in front of me or something, and I still have my foot on the accelerator. Didn't know that it was getting ready to come back on, and somebody flipped the switch back on, and the guy took a little, you know, I would not have done it to hurt him. He took a little ride over the front of my car, and he was not happy. I didn't get kicked off the track though, because I think he realized it was an accident. So another time we was at the other place. These have small engines, you know, well, small gasoline engines. It's electric, and we had a bunch of our youth there, and one of the youth that I'm still friends with now, and we'll occasionally go, you know, do some fun activities with them and stuff outside. Anyway, he of course he's all into cars. He's like, that's you know, buying a lot of newer cars and antique cars or older cars, muscle cars and stuff like that, and messing with them. But he's like, well, it is competition. This track goes around, it's paved, and you're like this, and you go over a bridge, and you're around. And again, it's not real super fast, but it's got to go faster than the electric ones. The electric ones seem fast because it's a really tiny track. But, you know, we're zipping around there, and I'd always, you know, I read books on racing when I was in high school and stuff, and learn, you know, how to take the inside of the corner and how to straighten the curves and stuff as much as you could to cut in, even if you're the same speed, you can get around people and stuff. So, and we're doing all that. And at one point, like, he got in front of me trying to cut me off, and I hit him like really hard, and it flipped his whole car around. And he's facing me, and I'm still going like as fast as I can go. Hit him so hard, he's like pops up out of the seat. His tennis shoes flew off. I think he probably didn't have them tied real well or something. But we were laughing. Well, yeah, out they come. They got me. I was off the track. I think they didn't let me out the rest of the day. So yeah, if you don't want to see me, if you want to see me in my normal laid back self, don't put me like in a go-kart or a race car or something like that. If I'm in that and you pass me or try to pass me, it's over. You know, I will compete to the end. Other than that, I could care less. Again, nothing against them. I've watched a lot of high school basketball, football, especially basketball, some football, etc. Enjoyed it fine, but I'm just not into it. But something about motorsport, including, you know, whether it's, I have no business on motorcycles. I talked about some of that before. Just small motorcycles that, you know, I mess myself up with. But bikes I was competitive with, just bicycling, and I went through running for a while. I didn't really do it competitively, but I did just running for health. And I used to like to run when I was a kid and stuff like that, and jump hurdles and stuff, but not, an actual team. So, but other competitive, no, could care less. I'm like that in the workplace. I'll do my best, and I usually do, and I'm not trying to do better than most employees because I put everything into it. But I don't like really compete with other people to try to like get their positions and do better. It's just, to me, it's like whatever, and people like trying to backstab and all that. I care less. But put me in a motorsport, I probably could have been a race car driver, and I probably would have been too crazy and got hurt or kicked out of racing or something because, I might have been one of those that cut people off and then out there and they're hitting you and, duking it out with you because I don't like to fight, but I'm just saying, some people get ticked off, you cut them out of winning a race. So, there was something else I was going to say with all that. Seems to be going, but I'll remember as soon as I get off of here. I think I'm going to let go with that. I'm going to go feed the cats and get out of here and get some sleep. Hopefully, I haven't had much sleep for several nights because I've been trying to get the kitten off the roof and staying up. So, let's call it a wrap. Make sure you hit the like button. Push. Man, there was something else I was going to say with that. Push the like button. Push the subscribe button, sorry. On a side thing of that, when I talk about skating, that's another thing. Occasionally I could get in trouble roller skating because there's something about that with the wheels again. I wanted to go as fast as I could go around the rink. I didn't get bad trouble, but there was like blowing a whistle, slow down, blah blah blah. So, okay, I'll catch you in another video. Mr. Cox out.